and welcome to Galaxy Primetime News. My name is Warren Gilmazaka. Many apologies for starting late. We begin with the headlines. President Bola Tinubu approves billions of naira for the expansion of 12 river basin projects across the country. The federal government of Nigeria reiterated commitment to the growth and sustainability of the livestock sector, recognizing its critical role in the nation's economy. On the foreign scene, Volodymyr Zelensky says Ukraine has no chance of surviving Russia's assault without United States support. Details of these and more we come to you shortly. And now in full. President Bola Tinubu has approved billions of naira for the expansion of 12 river basin projects across the country to boost irrigation, farming, and ensure food security. The Director of Finance, Hadija Jamara, River Basin Development Authority, Musa Kwankwaso, made the disclosure in a statement on Saturday. He said that it is a clear indication of President Tinubu's commitment to the development of the country, especially the North, which is no longer a hidden agenda through cultural development. Kwankwaso explained that approval for the expansion of the basin would boost food production and address hunger and starvation across the country. He commended the House of Representatives Committee Chairman Abubakar Kabir, who ensured that the budget for the revitalization of the river basin was approved. Saying further that the revitalization of the river basin will boost irrigation, farming, and make Nigeria self-sufficient in food production. According to him, the project is expected to revolutionize transportation, enhance connectivity, facilitate trade, and economic growth in the city. The federal government of Nigeria has reiterated its commitment to the growth and sustainability of the livestock sector, recognizing its critical role in the nation's socio-economic development. This affirmation was made by the Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Meha, during the opening of a leadership summit organized by the Nigerian Veterinary Medical Association, NVMA, Abuja, represented by Dr. Kulumba Vakura. The Veterinary Officer of Nigeria, Meha, highlighted the establishment of the new Ministry of Livestock Development under President Bola Tinubu's administration, aimed at unlocking the potential of the livestock industry and addressing conflicts between herders and farmers that threatens food security.
Events brought together traditional rulers and their subjects in the state of Nigeria under the umbrella of Association of Yoruba Traditional Rulers to consolidate on the unity and oneness of Yoruba race in the region. While going memory, a professor of history from the University of Abuja, Professor Olunati Edward Ojo, declared that our people remain the most well-traveled among all the tribes in Nigeria, stressing that their impact on socio-economic development of Nigeria can be overemphasized. He emphasized the need for unity among the Yorubas as well as to maintain good relationship with the people from other tribes, saying they should continue to make use of their population to their advantage at all times. In his remark, the chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Custom and Customs, Honorable Leke Abejide, the traditional rulers and their subjects in the 19 northern states to continue to support the administration of President Bola.
You say, if I told you that the Yoruba are the most resilient, educated, flexible, tolerant, law-abiding, hardworking, accommodating in the whole of Africa. There was an ethnic group in Nigeria that migrated and settled down in northern part of Nigeria even before the commencement of the Fulani Jihad, that is Madam Fodio Jihad. That was the Yoruba people of West Africa. I also tell you that when you are talking about entrepreneurship, the Yoruba were the first to migrate and establish in the part of Nigeria.
Yoruba people in this country are not second citizens. Everywhere we find ourselves, we excel. People like me, I lived in Kano for about 32 years, is backing me behind. I want us to speak with one voice anytime it comes. Once we do that, I always get things for you as an association.
The new of the association is to work towards ensuring peace among their people in the region, as collaborate with people from other ethnic groups for growth and development of Nigeria.
Is all the Yoruba in the north together and let them in peace with their host community. Let them know they are in the north to come and speak and the host community in peace. Everybody should face their business, do business. There shouldn't be any form of among us.
We must be law abiding wherever we find ourselves. Whatever location we are, we must be very law abiding. We must obey the law, and we must to the progress of where we are residing. Where you are is your home. Every place is home in Nigeria. 20 is concerned. We have our leaders, our unions, our vote is always in block.
The message is that number one, to carry all the Yorubas along, all the Yorubas in the north, especially the women. They should allow us to have give us a breathing space as the women. We want the cooperation of all Obas, especially our fathers. We want their cooperation. We want them to be supportive in whatever we are doing.
High point of the event was the inauguration of the new leadership of the Yoruba traditional rulers in the northern states of Nigeria. From Abuja, Kunle Ojo, Galaxy TV.
The federal government of Nigeria have been called to expedite action on the silting of River Benue, which is fast becoming some worries to rescue occupation on it, particularly those in the lower basin. They said River Benue, which is symbolic, also serves as a source of livelihood, transportation, irrigation, farming and fishing, among many others, warned that if not addressed early enough by the present administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu by dredging the river, the worst might happen. Gabriel, who files in this report, takes River Benue and challenges the report. Tributary of the Niger River, with about 673 miles in length and a basin size of 390,000 square kilometers, for several years the river have been abandoned by previous administrations without maintenance. Today, River Benue is fast losing its glory, barely navigable to boats due to high concentration of sand over the river, while sand miners try to deal it for their economic gains.
Benue is an important geographical feature, a bundle of resources that shaped the life of people culturally, economically, socially, and otherwise. Watching this great resource, appreciate a source of concern, not only to experts, to everybody, including the local people, that their livelihoods depend on it.
Last year, 25 people has died because of the sand when the boat they crossed from Nasarawa to the Pune State to passenger, and when the boat they come, the sand, the center of the water, the boat capsized. About 25 people has died. We need government to help us and they make it and con the sand out, make our boat have channel to pass.
And although it's very discouraged because as the river Benue is full of sands, although it's affecting us during the water increase July, August, September. Case that sign is there, and every year the sign is accumulated by itself. Is if at any moment where the water comes, then the flow begin to enter the house.
A professor of climatology says the federal government needs to rise and build a buffer dam to stop flooding whenever Lagdo Dam is in Cameroon. State any fault in the maintenance of River Benue, observe that around it may soften the disaster.
Delay in actualization of some of these projects may portend a lot of danger. For instance, talking of basin, where we have a lot of the issue of siltation, the issue of flooding, and if flood is one major hydrometeorological disaster that we are facing along this basin, and it is an annual event. So, the actualization of some of this project, it means exposing more people to the impact, the negative impact of this disaster. Last year, from 2022, every year, authorities release water from the dam. 2022, 2023, and last, and this year too, we may when that water is excess released, the water cascades downstream, and all the 10 or 11 within the valley are always affected.
The expert and resident along the river stated that the benefit of River Benue is enormous if only both the federal and state government find a political to desilt the river. Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Taj Abbas, has said that Bayelsa State has achieved remarkable progress in infrastructure development, education, and the health sector. Honorable Abbas made a discussion during the inauguration of the newly constructed Utoko Road and the legislative quarters to mark the 50th anniversary of Governor. The House of Representatives Speaker described the inaugurated project as a testament of the governor's commitment towards making life better for the people. Also speaking, the Plateau State Governor, Caleb Mufwang, extolled the virtue of Governor Dure. The governor stressed on his resolve to improve the lives of Bayelsans.
Quality of this process is a powerful demonstration of your administration's resolve to deliver only the best for the people of Bayelsa State. Your Excellency, your leadership style, marked by humility, inclusivity, and sense of purpose, has set a standard worthy of administration. Bayelsa State has achieved remarkable progress in infrastructure, in education, in healthcare, and human capital development. This week of commissioning is a celebration of your accomplishments, a reflection of your vision, and a confirmation of your dedication to the growth of these great.
I want you to know, sir, that by the time you round up your tenure, you would have left your footprints on the sands of time. We on our part, having witnessed firsthand the oil spillage of water, we can support your quest for fiscal federalism
heavy flood, I'm here. And when I saw the level of suffering, we decided that this road has to be reconstructed. The current tax comes, and we as a state support 100%. So by the time our derivation is increased to 30%, then we will not be doing a single lane. We'll be doing a double lane to Otoke. We'll not be doing a single lane to Bra.
Good roads are no doubt one of the dimensions of democracy which every Nigerian must enjoy, but a situation where the delay in the construction of roads after promises upon promises the government which eventually leads to economic challenge displaced traders calls for concern. In this report, our correspondent Mason takes it at the slow pace of road construction and the challenges it poses in Nigeria. Report.
Road construction brings development and open up rural and urban areas, but delay in carrying out such projects to the detriment of road users and business owners leads to frustration and economic challenges. Legal practitioners and public affairs analysts express their views on the economic challenges associated with slow pace of road construction to goods and
of the areas in which would have made impact on the lives of people, particularly small and medium businesses, is of road construction. Today, our roads are death traps. Is it from Warri to Benin? From Port Harcourt to Warri? The roads are terrible. Journeys that used to just 45 minutes today take about 6 hours. We as lawyers who want to do cases in Benin from Warri, we have to travel to Benin a day for the day fixed for the case. And all these are having impact on the costs of litigation. An example. Now imagine the kind of impact it will have on goods and services. The goods that are being transported from one area to the other will take longer periods.
Slow road construction is affecting business and economic of our country, because where there are no good network road, it will slow business, because the kind of business we are is transport, is a movement of goods from one place to another. A movement of goods from one to another needs a good road network. So look at the Warri Sapele road that has been on construction for a very long time, but nothing is happening. Benin Ologbo road has been there. Those things are contributing to the main down of economic growth. Now, do we have a time for the completion of this job? How do they take? They know that to satisfy one contractor, many people have livelihood is put at stake. People who don't business don't know how much you know how much is being wasted now. No more vehicular movement. Nothing. The poor women and those jobs. Out of job, we come that time and then doing POS. That's all. We are not selling tomatoes, we are not selling beans, we are not selling rice. We are not food vendors who go to mechanics to sell food. We are not food vendors who go to the capital shop. Now, what is in the quagmire?
On the lasting solution, the legal practitioner calls cooperation by the state governors in ensuring the problems are solved.
The major issues and problems we have are with the federal roads. If you take Warri Benin Road, for instance, the part of it that has to do with Edo State, the Edo State government can take the bull by the horns and repair it and then request for reimbursement. That's a possible arrangement. So I do not know where such an arrangement came to an halt, but I feel that it is a workable arrangement. The federal government and the state government necessarily have to collaborate to ensure that this problem.
The recent riot act by the Minister of Works, David Umahi, to federal roads contractors for speedy completion of roads has been seen as a call. But a situation where contractors are not fully paid will also lead to delay in construction, thereby creating economic burden to businesses. From Warri in Delta State, Telefason reporting for Galaxy TV News.
Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluwemi Tinubu, has been elected as a member steering committee of the Organization of African First Ladies for Development of LAD, the highest decision-making body of the organization. This was at the 29th Ordinary General Assembly of the organization, ongoing in Addis Ababa on the sideline of the 38th African Union Summit Ordinary Session. Busola Kukoyi, SSA Media, to the First Lady in a statement, says Senator Tinubu joins the 8-member steering committee as one of the 2 members representing West Africa. Other member nations elected include Sierra Leone, whose First Lady is the new president of the organization, Angola, whose First Lady is the vice president, Malawi, Kenya, Ethiopia, Equatorial Guinea, and Congo. Kukoyi said the First Lady was in the new position for a 2-year tenure. Senator Oluwemi Tinubu, who is already a strong voice within WAFLAD, the First Lady, is expected to further carry the torch of the organization, driving its advocacy initiatives towards the realization of its 2025 to 2030 strategic framework. You're listening to Galaxy Primetime News, and coming up next. State Police Commander, a 29-year-old Islamic teacher and cleric, over the alleged murder of a final-year female student of the Kwara State College of Education in Lorry. Details of these and more we come to you shortly. Just stay with us. We're glad to have you back. Now, for more updated news, visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect to us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Remember to follow and tag us on Instagram at Galaxy TV. Our social media platforms are user-friendly. You can always live update and comment. Easily scan our IG QR code. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluwemi Tinubu, says Africa's aspirations for progress, economic growth and social stability will remain difficult to achieve without a robust healthcare system that guarantees access to essential healthcare services for millions of Africans. Senator Tinubu stated this at a high-level meeting on domestic health financing in Africa, organized by Rwandan President Paul Kagame on the margins of the 38th AU Summit in Addis Ababa. Senator Oluwemi Tinubu called for sustainable financing that ensures efficient mobilization and utilization of resources for both short, medium, and long-term impact. She explained that achieving a wealthy continent is largely dependent on the health of the people, and with the impending funding gaps occasioned by recent policy changes in the United States, the African continent must look inward for sustainable solution. Sharing Nigeria's perspective on the issue, she harped on the need for a health system that guarantees access to quality health services without imposing financial hardships. The 42nd Engineer Brigade, Letmore Barracks of the Nigerian Army, Badon in Oyo State, solicited the support of the State Water Corporation on the provision of potable water within the barracks community. Its commander, Brigadier General S.O.J. Aremu, made the appeal during a courtesy visit to the corporation. Aremu, according to a statement by the Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Dotun Oyelade in Ibadan, the state capital, said efforts of the state government in reactivating and rehabilitating the water reservoir at Letmore Barracks are commendable. He posited that the corporation was a partner in the progress of the Nigerian Army in as much as water is life. The State Water Corporation is one of the major stakeholders helping the Nigerian Army in achieving the primary responsibility to make the Army live, fight and move. Responding, the chairman of the State Water Corporation, Elias Adu, said the agency has made provision of potable water to residents of the state a priority despite the limited resources at its disposal. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Gbetukun, has acknowledged the vital role of the Nigeria Correctional Service in criminal justice administration, particularly in corrections, rehabilitation and reintegration. He made a declaration while receiving the Acting Controller General of NCS, Sylvester Ndidi, during a courtesy visit in Abuja. Correspondent Kulujo reports that Gbetukun emphasized the importance of collaboration between the Nigeria Police and the Correctional Service in maintaining law and order, upholding justice and promoting community safety. He commended the CG for the reforms he has undertaken within a short period, expressing confidence that his confirmation would come in record time.
I am particularly pleased to hear that you have started capturing the data of in your facilities. The Correctional Service is a cesspool of intelligence for us in Nigeria Police. We have written to you for data sharing, and I want to commend you and appreciate you for properly attending to that our request. I can assure you that with your visit today, our partnership is going to be strengthened, and we'll continue to collaborate and cooperate for the good of our country and for the benefit of our citizens.
Earlier in his remarks, the Acting Controller General of the Nigeria Correctional Service, NCS, Sylvester Ndidi, raised concerns over congestion in custodial facilities, attributing it to the refusal of governors to commute death sentences to life imprisonment. Explained that transferring such inmates to less congested facilities would help manage overcrowding, which is primarily an urban issue, saying these inmates often cause disruptions as they have little regard for prison regulations.
Governors have refused to execute judgment. The governors have refused to commute their sentences into life. And what will that do for us or to the Correctional Service? To help disperse, they are commuted to life to other custodial facilities that are not that congested. Because congestion in our facilities are what we consider urban phenomenon. Most of our custodial facilities in the urban centers are the places where we have these congestions.
The head of security agencies in Ondo State had reiterated the commitment and collaboration to tackle insecurity in the state. They made it at the head of security agencies meeting hosted by the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ondo State Command. Speaking with the newsmen after the meeting, Wilfred Afolabi, Commissioner of Police in Ondo State, said that police will not relent in their effort to ensure the state is free from criminality. Afolabi, who appealed to major stakeholders to join hands with the security agencies, called on citizens to always give out vital information that will assist security agents in criminality in the state. Also, the NSC Commandant Oluyemi Ibiloye said that the meeting would help the security agencies to synergize and collaborate to keep the state safe.
We are working and also reaching to other security agencies to see we can jointly address menace together. The issue of kidnapping now has become very sophisticated. Technology needs to be used, employed. So we'll continue to appeal to see reasons to make
this meeting we've been having has really helped us to synergize, share notes, then it has helped us to collaborate to ensure we keep Ondo State safe. We're coming up with new tactics and new innovations on how to deal with this. We have a brigade command and we're working on something, and very soon you will see results.
All of security agencies are gathered here today is to put heads together and come up with a long-lasting solution to ensure that these miscreants, one, they don't come into the state capital, two, they are driven away completely.
The Kwara State Police Command has arrested a 29-year-old Islamic teacher and cleric over the alleged mother of a final-year female student of the Kwara State College of Education in Ilorin. The female student, identified as Yetunde Lawal, was alleged to have been murdered last Tuesday by the cleric whom she met on Facebook. It was learned that the cleric was alleged to have invited the lady through a phone call on Monday, killed and dismembered her in a location in Gamo on the outskirts of Ilorin, the state capital. The police public relations officer in the state, Adetone Ejire Adeyemi SP, while confirming the incident in a statement on Saturday, said that the command had commenced an investigation into the incident. Immediately, the police detective swung into action, tracked her number, and arrested the suspect. Exhibits recovered. The case was transferred yesterday to the SCID for discreet investigations. The suspect had been arrested through the deceased tracked phone number to the suspect house in the Ofaraji area in Ilorin, initially denied knowing about. Meanwhile, the State Police successfully neutralized 4 suspected kidnappers, arrested one and rescued a 60-year-old man, Umaru Bawa, in Suru local area of the state. The police also recovered 3 million naira, which had already been paid as ransom. A statement made available to newsmen on Saturday by the spokesperson of the command, SP Few Abubakar, said the incident occurred on February 2025 when armed men stormed Gubur Arjay in Suru local government and abducted Bawa. Upon receiving the reports, the Divisional Police Officer, DPO of Suru, mobilized police operatives and local vigilantes, tracking the suspects to Tudunferi Forest in the Dakingari. A gun battle ensued between security forces and kidnappers, leading to the neutralization of 4 kidnappers and the arrest of 1 suspect with fatal injuries. All the suspects escaped with gunshot wounds into the forest, while the rest of the kidnapped victim unharmed recovered the suspect's 3 million naira in money. The statement added that the KB State Commissioner of Police, Bello Sani, praised the officers for their bravery, professionalism, and swift response. Armed robbers on Saturday morning, a possessed student of the University of Ibadan of their valuables worth thousands of naira during the raid in the Awolowo Hall of Residence. According to multiple sources, the items, the mobile telephones, hands, pieces of jewelry, clothing, and others. A student who spoke in of anonymity said, aside from the lost items, the effects were tortured during the raid that lasted for few hours. Explained that the security was alerted by the screaming of the affected student as they hurriedly swung into action. Some of the suspects who were arrested had handed over to the police at the Congo police station. We contacted the public relations officer, Joke Akimpelu, said the report from the hall warden stated that robbers carted away the mobile telephones handed to the students. As of press time, the police relations officer Adewale Osifeso could not be reached for comment. A federal court in Lokoja State has convicted 2 persons for transformer and telecommunication mast vandalism. One of the convicts, Abdul Umar, was found guilty and sentenced to 2 months in prison for his role in the vandalism transformer that provided electricity to the communities surrounding the Federal University Lokoja in Other convict Yakubu Mohammed in suit received a sentence of 1 year and 6 months for vandalism of a T-Cellular telecommunication mast antenna in Okumi community of Lokoja. The public relations officer CDC state Abdullahi confirmed this in a statement sent to a correspondent. Abdullahi stated that on February 13, 2025, the Federal High Court in Lokoja rendered judgment in 2 vandalism cases. To the Commandant of Security Civil Defense Corps NSCDC, Kinlade Star Parade Prosecution Team led by DCC F. Ugochukwu, their thorough and effective handling of the cases. Youth involvement in criminal activities has been on since time immemorial, with many factors such as unemployment, peer group, lack of parental care, among others, taking the lead. To the end, most youth engage in crime under the get-rich-quick syndrome to show their peers and society feeling self. In this report, our correspondent Fason takes a look at the challenges faced by youth involvement in crime in Nigeria. The report.
The policies barely us and Nigeria vehemently condemned it. It will cause unwarranted hardship for the Nigerians. Those who spoke lamented that the current government's minimum wage falls short of a decent standard of living, letting the additional burden of this monetary policy on the citizens.
That fair to the Nigerian, because we are inflation everywhere, and apart from the inflation that is everywhere, and we are now talking of withdrawal from the ATM. Is a 35 naira, now is 100. It's too much for us to bear, especially the Nigerian, because it. Okay, what of the POS who has been the ones that is assisting us even with this 100 naira for each withdrawal, especially the little money that is less than 10,000. Now, how much will they now charge?
As human, we are all concerned about policy. To make our meeting, every 20,000 or so, 100 naira will be deducted from your account. In fact, it's not easy. It's not going to be easy. And as for helping the economy, if that is what will help our economy for a particular country to grow, we must pass through one pain or the other.
Effect in Nigeria, rather they are doing it to favor themselves. They are doing it to favor themselves, and if they continue like that, they are going to read poor man's business. You understand? Whenever you save like 20,000, you want to withdraw, and they only 20,000, and you have an aim that you want to use that 20,000. You see, everything will just collapse.
There were appeals made to the federal government to reconsider the policy and explore alternative strategies to stimulate the nation's economy. Concerns were also raised about the implementation of the new policy could exacerbate the existing hardship in the country, potentially leading to a 200% increase on the cost of living, giving the hardship orchestrated the removal of youth where citizens can hardly meet their daily needs. Residents want authorities to take into account the plight of those living in severe poverty, as even a sum as modest as 100 naira can make a significant difference in the daily struggles.
Government should look into it and now reverse it, because things are not getting easy with anyone, including us in this country, that it should help us to reverse this policy so that we will continue to manage it the way it is before. It's true that even that time is not that fair, because the POS, the money they are collecting is much.
Left for me for now, they should reverse, because things are very high. It's not been easy for all Nigerians. It's not easy, honestly, especially those who are not even working. Then talk of those who are working, even the wage is not enough to take us from our bus to our houses.
Some people, their salary cannot take them to the work again. They are going 2 days off, 2 days off, 3 days on. Some even sleep in the place of work because of the money. Now they are trying to collect from them again. What are the government meant for? Is it to extort the masses? They're supposed to listen to the plight of the masses.
The release of the CBN circular, which was signed by the acting director of the Financial Policy and Regulations Department, John Onoja, for many is a far cry from the government's promise to alleviate the sufferings of the people. According to the circular titled Review of Automated Telemachine Transaction, the CBN eliminated 3 withdrawals previously allowed for remote on-us other bank customers, not-on-us customers in Nigeria. Under section subsection 6.2 of the guide of the ATMs, under the new directives, withdrawal from a customer's bank ATM will be free. However, customers in another bank ATM will now be charged 100 naira per 20,000 naira withdrawal when using ATMs located within bank premises. For withdrawal off-site ATM, a charge of 100 naira per 20,000 naira withdrawal will apply. The surcharge of up 500.
And I'll move over to our desk for more news. Welcome to foreign news. Ukraine has lead to surviving Russia's assault without United States support, President Volodymyr Zelensky says, as U.S. President announced negotiations for the war will begin after a phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. President Putin is not interested in any war, but only in a temporary ceasefire would lead to the lifting of sanctions, giving Russia's military opportunity to regroup. He also expressed concern at the possibility of Ukraine being militarily weakened without U.S. military support and more vulnerable to Russian attack. Trump stunned allies and upended the status quo of U.S. support for Ukraine on Wednesday when he announced he discussed the war in separate calls with Putin and Zelensky. In a shift in U.S. policy, Trump announced he would likely soon meet Putin to start truce talk. Trump later said he did not think it was practical for Kyiv to join NATO, and it's unlikely Ukraine would get back all of its land. Ukraine demands to withdraw from NATO territory and says it must receive NATO membership or equivalent security guarantees to prevent Moscow from attacking Ukraine. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz launched a strong defense of Ukraine, saying a peace deal to end the 3-year Russian invasion could not be imposed on Kyiv. There will only be peace if Ukraine's sovereignty is secured, he said on the second day of the Munich Security Conference on Saturday. A dictated peace will therefore never find our support, added Scholz, in a rebuke to United States President Donald Trump, who recently held discussions with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Ukraine without the participation of the Ukrainian. The German leader, who faces a tough election at home next week, said Berlin will not accept a solution of the protracted conflict that only leads to a coupling of European and U.S. security. Only one person would benefit from these, President Putin, he said. His comment came as European leaders have been trying to make sense of a tough new line from the new U.S. administration on Ukraine's future. Earlier this week, Trump announced he had held a phone call with Putin, during which the two leaders agreed to meet soon to negotiate a peace deal in Ukraine. Hamas released 3 more Israeli captives in the Gaza Strip and a 6th such exchange following days of tense negotiations that threatens to undo the precarious ceasefire. In return, Israel returning 369 Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails on Saturday, most without any charges or convictions. It is the largest number of Palestinians to be freed since the beginning of the truce. Footage showed a busload of Palestinian prisoners from Offa prison arriving in Ramallah in the occupied West Bank, where they were met relatives and cheering supporters. More buses full of Palestinians moved out of an Israeli prison in the Negev desert heading towards Gaza. At least 4 of those freed were immediately brought to a hospital for treatment. Among the most prominent to be released is Ahmed Bagauti, who is 48, a close aide of iconic Palestinian political figure Marwan Bagauti. Most of the prisoners were arrested in Gaza and sent back to the Beirut enclave. About 10 will be released in occupied West Bank, 1 in occupied East Jerusalem, with the others being sent to Egypt and later to other countries that would accept them. Still on foreign news, a meeting Tuesday between Jordan's King Abdullah II and U.S. President Donald Trump ended in tense anticipation of what will come next for the Gaza Strip. At stake was Trump's suggestion that the United States take over the enclave and expel Palestinians to Egypt and Jordan. King Abdullah mentioned during an impromptu news conference the alternative plan to Gaza without ethnically cleansing it will be crafted by Arab countries, including Egypt, which was already planning an emergency Arab summit on Gaza on February 27. Hours later, Egypt issued a statement confirming it would present a comprehensive visa in containers filled with pineapples, according to Europol. To evade arrest, Dutchman reportedly faked his death last October in the Mexican cartel stronghold of Culiacan amid a tough war between 2 factions of the Sinaloa cartel. Finally, on foreign news, UN Chief Antonio Guterres says the Democratic Republic of the Congo territorial integrity must be preserved after M23 fighters attacked the East provincial capital of Bukavu. Addressing an African Union summit in the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa, Guterres said regional escalation must be avoided at all costs, which is of strategic importance for the transfer of supplies between the 2 areas. And as on the news. And that's all we have on Galaxy Primetime News. Thank you so much for being a part of the news. My name is Nenwai Gimazaka. Goodbye.